Folks, it is currently 2025, and here I am with some CDs that I want to show off. Now, I have a list of CDs that I've been looking for. It's albums that either are not streaming, hard to find, whatever. And I actually gave a list to the friend of mine, and he actually found a few of them for me. Now, I'm filming them like this so I can kind of show this off in multiple places. But here's the ones he actually found for me. First off, Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus. This is their live album from 1978. It's got some classics on it. It's actually got one of my favorite songs on it, Willin'. Now, I know that Willin's original version was on Sailing Shoes, but this is the live one. It's pretty neat. It's also got, Dixie Chicken. It's almost like a greatest hits live collection at the time. Now, this was a double record, and I believe it was a double cassette as well, and it might have been released as a double CD, but this right here is a single CD version. It's actually missing 2 tracks on it. It even says on here they've been omitted. Don't Bogart That Joint and Apolitical Blues were omitted from that, but it's okay because it's still such a great album, great collection. And sometimes it's streaming, sometimes it's not. So that was one of them. Yeet. And 2 of them here from Steve Miller Band. Steve Miller Anthology and Brave New World. Now, a lot of people obviously know Steve Miller Band from Fly Like an Eagle onward, and there were several albums before that, before they made it big, that just didn't really cut it. Brave New World was one of them, and doesn't have a whole lot of memorable tracks on it if you look at it separately, but obviously the opening track, Brave New World, the rest of the album is pretty great as well. Very bluesy sounding album, and a very young sounding Steve Miller on that. And after the first few albums, there was actually Anthology, which was their early greatest hits collection, right? It's got some from that, but it's also got my favorite Steve Miller song of all time. Incidentally, not actually sung or written by Steve Miller himself, but Your Saving Grace, which was written and sung by Tim Davis, his drummer. There was the album titled that as well, but that's where the song came from. This actually was the first time I had heard that song was on this. My dad had it on record. My dad was a really big Steve Miller fan. But these ones here were part of the list that I have. And again, Waiting for Columbus is sometimes streaming, sometimes not. It's been released 800,000 times in different compilations and collections. I'm sure there's a more full version of it that actually has those 2 missing songs on it, but that's okay because this is the CD version that I know, and admittedly, I don't really recall those 2 songs, the live versions of those 2 songs anyway, when I listened to this as a kid, thanks to my dad. And then, Brave New World was one of my dad's favorite albums, and Anthology. And Brave New World is sometimes streaming, sometimes not. Anthology, I think, is, but I don't care. I wanted the physical copy of it. So thanks for watching. I've got some more CDs coming up too, so who knows what you'll see.